We're about to explore one of Africa's most iconic and maybe misunderstood giants. But first, I've got a quick question for you.
Now, if you're thinking a lion, obviously, or maybe a rhino, you might be in for a little surprise. The answer is actually an animal that spends most of its life just chilling in the water and, get this, only eats plants.
That's right, it's the hippopotamus. Welcome to Jasim Graphs, where today we are diving deep into the world of this absolutely incredible animal.
So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll talk about what a hippo even is, where you can find them, what's on their menu, and stick around for a really surprising fact that shows just how powerful they are. Let's get started.
All right, first things first. What exactly is a hippo?
Well, the name hippopotamus actually comes from ancient Greek, and it means river horse. Now, they're not related to horses at all, but they are total masters of the river. They're basically these huge semi-aquatic mammals, which just means they split their time between living in the water and on land.
And when I say huge, I mean massive. Hippos are the third largest land mammal out there, right behind elephants and rhinos. A full-grown adult can weigh up to 4 tons. Seriously, that's like stacking 2 cars on top of each other. They can live for a good 40 to 50 years out in the wild. And, fun fact, there are actually 2 different species, the common hippo we all picture, and its much smaller cousin, the pygmy hippo.
Okay, so where in the world do you actually find these river horses? Let's talk about their home turf.
Just a quick refresher. A habitat is simply the natural home where an animal lives. And for the hippo, that home is all about one thing and one thing only: water.
You'll find them hanging out in the rivers, lakes, and swamps all across sub-Saharan Africa. They absolutely need water that's deep enough for them to completely go under. And that's not just for fun, it's totally crucial for their survival.
And man, are they built for this life. A hippo can spend up to 16 hours a day just chilling in the water. Why? Well, it protects their really sensitive skin from that intense African sun. See, unlike us, hippos can't sweat, so they use water and mud to keep themselves from overheating. But here's the craziest part. They secrete this red, oily stuff that people call blood sweat. Don't worry, it's not actually blood. It's more like a natural, built-in sunblock and antibiotic. I mean, how cool is that?
Okay, an animal that big has got to eat a ton, right? So, what's on the menu for a hippo? Let's talk about their diet.
So, an animal's diet? It's just what it eats to live. And believe me, what a hippo eats is probably not what you're expecting.
Despite having this super fearsome reputation, hippos are herbivores. Yep, that means they only eat plants. After spending all day relaxing in the water, they come out at night, travel onto land, and just graze on grass. Pretty much only grass.
And they eat a lot of it. A single hippo can chow down on about 80 pounds. That's 40 kilograms of grass in just one night. To give you an idea of how much that is, that's like eating the weight of over 300 hamburger patties, but in grass, every single night.
All right, so we've covered what they are, where they live, and what they eat. But now we get to the most surprising part of the whole story, just how unbelievably powerful these animals really are.
This is where things get really interesting. Remember how they only eat plants? Well, despite that, hippos are widely considered one of the most dangerous animals in all of Africa.
So, what makes them so dangerous?
Well, first off, they are super territorial, especially in the water. They will aggressively defend their little patch of river. And on land, they might look slow and clumsy, but they can hit speeds of up to 35 miles per hour in short sprints. And then, there's that mouth. They can open their jaws to an absolutely mind-boggling 150 degrees.
And the power behind that massive jaw is just astounding. A hippo's bite force clocks in at a crushing 1,800 psi. Let me put that in perspective for you. That is almost 3 times stronger than a lion's bite. No contest.
Now, all that power has some really serious consequences. While the total number of attacks might not be as high as some stories claim, the data shows something pretty sobering. When a hippo does attack a human, that encounter is fatal 87% of the time. That makes any close encounter with one incredibly dangerous.
Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the most important things to remember from our explainer today.
If you remember anything, remember these 3 key things. 1. Hippos live in African rivers. 2. They're herbivores that eat grass at night. And 3, and this is the big one, despite being plant eaters, they are dangerously powerful and absolutely deserve our respect.
Hey, if this made sense to you and you learned something new, do us a favor and hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe to Jasim Graphs for more explainers like this one.
And just one last thing before you go. This explainer was made with some help from AI, so it's always a good idea to double-check any really important facts. Thanks so much for watching.